Professor Patrick Woudt, thank you very much indeed for this this presentation about this exciting work, and for managing to do that in 40 minutes. I mean, with all that data, it is surprising that you could actually stick to the time.
I still rushed a little bit at the end, but
There's
I
a
hope
bit of
people took
time
it.
for questions.
Yeah.
In the Q&A, Mulugeta Marcos Tediso says, Dear Professor, thank you for the nice presentation. How can the intricate interactions between magnetic fields, cosmic rays, and star formation in galaxies be deciphered using the high-resolution studies of polarized synchrotron radiation provided by the SKA? What are the main obstacles to making these kinds of measurements at high redshifts?
Sure, that's quite a technical question, but let me answer that. So I didn't go into details of polarization observations and the nature of magnetic fields, but many of the science themes that are being approached by the SKA study cosmic magnetism, and we do that through polarization measurements. So the data are recorded in a number of ways. So you can have fast time resolution, you can have normal intensity, the brightness of an object, or you can measure this in terms of linear or circular polarized light from these objects. And that polarization comes from the interaction of emission from an object and magnetic fields in the cosmos. So the question here is related to the interaction on cosmological scales, so distant galaxies. And so as light travels from the galaxy to the telescope, light will interact with magnetic fields both in the galaxy itself, the intergalactic medium, and of course through our own Milky Way as well. That can be done. So the telescope is very good in terms of determining circular or linear polarized light, the fraction thereof, and we can do this on different time scales as well. So one of the data products that comes off the telescope is in fact linear or circular polarized emission, and there's a lot of research going on within South Africa and more broadly internationally about cosmic magnetism. So maybe I'll leave it at that. If the colleague wants to know a little bit more, he can always reach out to me via email.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the great presentation, Patrick, says Anelda van der Walt. It's wonderful to see world-class research software being developed in South Africa. So important to understand more about the people who develop research software, figuring out how to provide better training related to developing. Sorry, I can't read the entire one. There's also the OECD expert workshop on access to research software, opportunities and challenges. Virtual participation is possible, and she posts a link there.
Yeah, so let me quickly maybe expand on that. So part of the IDEA team consists of software developers around visual analytics and visualization software, but also software developers who work on making cloud-based radio astronomy data analysis pipelines. So we run three different pipelines on ILIFU. One was developed in-house, two were developed by colleagues, one by Oleg Smirnov, who is a colleague at Soraya, and the other one by Ian Haywood, who's now working for the SKA. And all these different pipelines have different focus areas. The one is more optimized for polarization, the other one maybe for time domain or other aspects. But all of that runs, and I think the point is made, and it's really understood by us as well, is the importance of having software developers as part of your team that understand the cloud-based interface and environment and allows for efficient processing of the data.
Okay, thank you. I can now see Anelda van der Walt's entire comment here, so I'm going to read it. Figuring out how to provide better training related to developing sustainable, fair, FAIR, research software, funding this kind of work, and providing better career progression opportunities for researchers who spend most of their time developing the research software upon which research relies. We're currently working with the Software Sustainability Institute in the UK and other organizations to finalize the International Research Software Survey, which will be running from January to February in 2026, where we hope to gain more insight into the South African research software development ecosystem. For those interested in learning more about the research software engineering movement and importance, there's a link for you. And then there's some positive comments from Adesua, simply fantastic work from Gordon Branston. Wow, fantastic high-level presentation with a systems thinking lens. Thank you, Patrick, and your colleague. Leonard says, great presentation, Prof. Thank you. And there was a question about where is the data stored? Does SA have its own cloud? And that was at 9:30. And then you answered the question. So we've had that one. Yes, we've got our own cloud, and it's hovering above Cape Town, above Table Mountain.
If people have questions, they can always reach out to me via email as well, if it's more specific.
Okay, yes. Okay, but there's a last question in the Q&A. Ntabi Singh and Klapu, can someone participate in Meerkat and SKA project for postdoc when they have not yet been part of such a project previously?
The answer, I think, is yes. I mean, Meerkat has calls for observing time every year. Every year is a call around July, August. So astronomers who want to do a science project on Meerkat can apply for time. That is peer reviewed. There's quite an oversubscription there. I'm not sure what the actual factor is, but it's many. So not every proposal will get time, but if you have a good proposal and gets supported by the telescope allocation committee, then you will get time on the telescope. And if you then want to process the data on IDEA and ILIFU, you contact us, and we support all South African-led projects where either the PI or the technical lead is based at a South African university. So yes, it's an
Okay.
open skies telescope. Anyone can apply for time on MEC.
Fantastic. Open Skies Telescope. Thank you very much, Patrick, for your fascinating presentation. It is so good to get an update on developments with Meerkat and the SKA. Years ago, we took our brilliant students program to see Meerkat for 3 years in succession, three different groups. And they came back saying, we are now proudly South African. We
Mm.
see what can be done. And that was some years ago already. I think that this is an area that just doesn't get enough attention. The developments around the advance of South African science
Mm.
is
It's
is
definitely proudly
hindered.
South African. It's really wonderful to see all these developments. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Thank you. Thank you, Janssen. Keep well.